and yet are not nearly as upset when, for example, someone is arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. Brett was 2 for 3 yesterday. Both of his hits were doubles. He also had a walk, and the one time they got him, he hit a rocket to first base that Willie Upshaw caught in self-defense. Goes to the opposite field, and Bell gets there.
His ball sounds good off his bat, doesn't it? It explodes. You can hear it up here.
So both teams go out in order in the first, and we'll be back in just a minute. Home anymore. A ball to Bell. Another key when you talk about the Blue Jays and their chance of repeating. Tom Henke established himself as a starter in the last month and a half, as a stopper rather, last month and a half. They'll have him for the full season. Popped up for the game, and as Brett heads for the plate, let's go to New York.
This is Marv Albert in New York. In Philadelphia, Mike Schmidt with a 2-run single ties the game at 2 against a wild Sid Fernandez. First hit of the game for the Phils in the 4th now, even at 2. Back to Bob and Tony.
All right, Marv, Brett to the plate. He has 4 hits so far this year in 15 at-bats, 2 doubles and 2 homers. Hit the homers in 1 game Wednesday at Yankee Stadium.
He had 2 off-speed breaking balls for doubles in yesterday's ball game. He crushed the fastball. They walked him once. They threw a fastball. He lined out to left yesterday, or first time up today, rather. You better mix up your pitches if you pitch to him at all. He has learned to take the ball outside and hook it or pull it, as they say. He used to hit that ball to left field when he was a kid. He's learned to really wait on off-speed stuff. The late Charlie Lau. The bat touching his left shoulder. The weight shift from back to front.
Now it's 3-0, and you can bet Brett is swinging if he sees something he likes. Called strike. It was on the outside corner. Brett has worn the Blue Jays out. Look at this. The guys in the truck thinking right along with me, even more so than most of the league. 368 lifetime against Toronto. And there's the walk.
And what would George's home run production be?
Again, we remind our viewers we'll select the Miller Light Beer of the game at the conclusion of the contest. That award goes to help out the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation.
We're looking at 2 pitchers who are the front runners right now, aren't we? Too early to say an indication of tiring. The curveball, he's had pretty good command of it. Up in the strike zone, the Bell.
In the air to right field, Motley to the edge of the warning track for the catch. We're heading for the bottom of the 7th and heading.
Old Spice presents Baseball Remembers. Brought to you by unmistakably masculine Old Spice aftershave and cologne. Splash on the feeling. Splash on Old Spice. Bobby Thompson remembers his pennant-winning home run in the 1951 playoffs.
At the time, all it mentioned.
Say if they get Brett out, they might very well have swept the series, and they almost certainly would have won the series. Either get him out or don't pitch to him at all.
You may be right.
2-0 pitch. 2-1.
The thing about George is, and it happened about early in September, and out of frustration, and when the pennant race heated up, he started swinging at pitches out of the strike zone to try and pick up his team when they were pitching around him so much. And he had a couple of weeks of a lull because of that.
A smash for a base hit. A 1-out single for Brett.
Appeared to be a knuckle curveball that didn't have quite the bite on it. Don Gordon, for that reason, sinker and slider, one of the youngsters.
Phillies with his 2-run single against Ed Lynch in relief of a wild Sid Fernandez, who walked 7 and 4 1/3. Phillies have come from behind. They lead the Mets 4-2, bottom of the 6th. Back to Bob and Tony.